What is your reaction to the judgment that CEDA has just lost with cause?
Well, we are very happy, very proud. I think about freedom of expression, especially in a democratic society. This is not to say we had an unfettered and blanket win. The one thing that we got guidance from the court for, which was really a very important. I'll be very confined to comment on the other cases. What I can say is we've been able to take instructions. We're in the process of filing the necessary court process in response, or the letters that answer to that, the demand letters that have been put forward. I can't say much because they're at a very nascent stage. In issues such as defamation, where you go by way of action or summons, it might be the next 5 years ongoing. So there's a lot more to it at this stage. I mean, there's not enough for me to really comment on. Safe to say, with the guidance of the judgment that we got today, we already know what it is that we can say and the veracity of such statements and how harmful they can be to other people. So preliminarily looking at the claims that have been made, I think one is for like 7 million, the other for 500,000, some for 3 million. That's just very ridiculous, not in this jurisdiction. So we're also not worried at all. But of course, look, an attorney's job is not to encourage fighting and unnecessary discourse. It's just to bring parties as close to each other as they can be. So in the process of defending our client, we're not just going to throw away the process of settlement, because at the end of the day, the main objective for everyone who's here is to ensure that the resources of the country are preserved. Where anyone accused of corruption feels or opines that they are not guilty of such corruption, they can always come out and clarify, not to gag someone making an opinion on such issues. Yeah.
Yesterday, the trade ministry touched on this.
We've had protests in the past, a lot of protests against gender-based violence, protests against unemployment, underemployment, but we've barely ever seen an instance where a forensic audit is sanctioned, especially within such limited time. So that is something that we can applaud and say, look, we are now seeing some form of a reaction, because what the trade minister is simply saying is, let us investigate, get our facts right, and then take action. I haven't really formed a view as to what should happen to the office bearers in the meantime, and I would rather not express such an opinion at the moment, but I would really like us all to afford the trade minister and the government at large the opportunity to address all our concerns. It's really very soon. It's too soon for us to be judging them to the extent where we discredit or discount their efforts. There is some plausible effort that we can see in trying to deal with issues like this and to address them, which is not quite common.